So, Dad, what are we making today?
A horse's head on a square bar, such as the one that's on my poker that I've used for 40 years.
Oh, yes.
We also have done them in copper and bronze, and this one is a bronze one.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
I've made them from small square stock as 3/8 and 1 1/4. And it's all about creating the mass in the beginning for the jaw. And that we do in the vise with an upset.
All right.
This happens to be a 5/8 square bar. Note the aluminum jaws that are in the vise. This helps grab the steel and keeps it from moving when you're hitting it, upsetting it.
What does upsetting mean in this instance?
Making it bigger, making it fatter, or I'm shrinking it, making it shorter.
More compact.
Yes.
Okay.
All the time we're doing this, you try to keep the end square. We'll get another heat. A little side note when you're upsetting. The bigger the hammer, the farther down the bar you're upsetting. So a little light hammer such as this is going to upset the very end. If you want it upset farther down the bar, you'd use a big hammer.
Oh, yeah.
In this case, I'm using my 32-ounce regular forging hammer. Seems to work well for me. And we're just straightening the bar. Take one more heat. Another thing when you're upsetting, where you stand where your eye is so you keep the end of the bar square. That's enough. Now we're just going to come over here and straighten it up. And basically this is a 5/8 square bar, but we want it to be 3/4 of a square on the end. And we're well past that. We're up to 7/8, but we want it 3/4 square back here at about 1 inch, which is where we're at. On the end of your bar to finish your horse head. If you didn't do that, you wouldn't have enough material for his jaw.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. I'm going to get the scale brushed off, and I'm going to, the horse's head is flat in the face. 2 sides face are tapered, and the lower jaw is tapered. So we're going to start by holding it flat on the anvil and doing an upset. And come up to 45 and upset. Back down, upset, up. Notice that the flat part's on the anvil. That will become the face. The part that I'm hammering on right now is the lower part of the jaw. Side of the face. Lower jaw. Okay, now one thing that occurs when you're doing this upset is you get a little pucker here in the end that you got to fix. So we'll get it hot again and fix that pucker. Note that the tools that I'm going to be using are on the anvil, ready to go to work. Not somewhere that I gotta hunt and find them. Get rid of that little dimple, flat on the face. Roll it up to its side. Make sure that dimple's gone. Okay. Said, what are you trying to do with it? Are you trying to forge it? No, it's not hot enough. Everybody's afraid of burning something. And I say to them, well, everybody burns something. All we're doing here is fixing up, cleaning up, making it exactly the way I want it to be. So I end up with roughly 3/8 of an inch size end, and the end is square.
Okay.
With a taper back to about 7/8 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll note we have the mass here for your jaw. We tapered out for your nose. And we're right at 3/8. And this is at 7/8 from here to the nose. So we are set to create, the next step is creating the jaw, which is done on the far side, about 3/8 inch diameter on your anvil.
Okay.
Now we're going to start the eye sockets. Do that on the near side of the anvil, about 2/3 of the way from the nose to the jaw, up on the 45, face on the anvil. Set, notice where my left hand is up against my pant leg. I'm going to roll it. All right. All I'm doing is crisping up what I want. Okay?
There we go.
All right.
So what are you doing here, Dad?
I'm driving it down, trying to create the throat latch on the horse. And now I come up on the 45. I'm going to turn it on the other 45. Go back there. And I'm coming up on its side because you mush the metal out by doing the first two steps. Okay, there's these throat latch, there's these jaw, nose, eye sockets up there, and your ears are going to come out of this piece up here.
Oh, yes, okay.
The next step is going to radius the jaw up towards the ear. I'm going to use this face tool, 3/4, 45-degree tool that locks it in on the vise, and a tool called the side set hammer. And we're going to start down here at the bottom and work towards the base of the ear in a radius motion. Flip it over and see if we can't get the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to clean up the bottom of the throat latch. We may take another heat to clean that up, but look at the end of the tool.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. Yeah, we'll clean that up a little bit. Just cleaning up the throat latch here is all we're doing. Okay, maybe let's see a couple little spots we can clean up here too. Yep. All right. We got enough heat left in here at this temperature we can clean up the radius of the jaw. Okay. All right.
All right.
Now we're going to use this big leaf hammer and bring down the jaw and make it look slightly bigger. The radius of the hammer that you're using creates the radius that your response that you're getting. So that's why we choose to use that hammer.
Okay.
Cleaning it up here a little bit. We'll see what we got. So we added more mass to the side looking
oh, yeah,
at
I
that.
can see it. Yep.
All right, now we're going to get it hot again, and we're going to put the cleft between the two jaws. On a horse has a cleft up between these two jaws, and we're going to put that in.
What is that tool called?
It's called a dead man, and of course the weight is nothing more than a hunk of metal to create so it doesn't move for you. And this is a teardrop, and we're going to put it in the center of that jaw. The face of the horse is on the anvil. This is nothing more than a bigger teardrop. We're going to push it out a little further. Okay. Okay, there's your basic shape of the head.
Oh, yeah. Looks great.
Yep. All right, so there was a cat named Cleft. When we first got married back in the 70s, we had a farm, not this one, and I was conditioning a horse to go on a 50-mile trail ride. And Cleft was a barn cat, and she'd sit on the fence posts watching us.
Okay.
One day I decided I was going to go and pet her while I was sitting on my horse. So I did. She thought that was neat and jumped up on the saddle. And after that day, every day, she had to go for a horse ride. And she rode quite often.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. A great cat. Name was Cleft. And unfortunately, we lived across from the Ford Proving Grounds, and one day she didn't come home, and I think she ended up over there caught up by something.
Oh.
Next step is putting the eyes, nose, mouth, and ears in. And we're going to use our tool that's in our vise here to lock it in so it stays put.
Okay.
And the eye starts right where we started our spot yesterday. And this little prick punch puts the pupil in the eye.
Yeah, you got to hit the exact spot, don't you?
Yep. Now we're going to flip it over. Now we need more heat. So we'll get it hotter again.
Okay. Okay.
And the other side up.
Okay. Clamp it in. Are those punches made by hand?
Yes. All these chisels I made.
Did you make all the hammers too?
Not this one. This was my first hammer that I bought at a hardware store about 45 years ago.
Oh gosh.
All right, now at this heat, we're going to move it. And when you come out with it hot, next heat will come out with it hot, and it'll open that nose right up.
I see.
And we got a landmark to go to. Now we'll use a little bigger one to make a bit more bold. I'm going to turn it upside down and we'll cut the mouth in. That one we use a little
Yeah, what kind
cutting.
of tool are we using?
Another cutting chisel.
Okay.
Now, remember about a horse. A horse's mouth is pretty much closed unless he's mad and he wants to bite you. and it's open. So if you want a horse's head to show that he's going to attack you, then you better make the mouth deep and open it up. But at the same time, remember a horse when he's that way, he has his ears pinned back. So you don't want the ears forward, you want the ears back.
Okay, yeah, it's building character.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the next thing we're going to do is cut the ears in. And the chisel to cut the ears in is like a chisel and a wood chisel that you're scooping out of. And you get it started right behind the eye. Let's see it.
Oh, yeah, that's really starting to.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Now we'll stand it up a little bit here in a second, so it's.
Yeah, it's getting so much full of character.
Yep. Stand it up. So take a little teeny hammer and give it some light taps.
That's just to bend the ear down a little bit.
Well, it's getting it back up over the head instead of it off to the side.
Okay.
And when we're done pulling the mane out of it, we'll stand it up better.
Okay.
And that takes a different tool.
Okay.
All right, now the next process is doing the mane.
And you're cooling that off because it gets hot for you to hold.
You bet. Heat travels up the bar. Need to get it hotter up higher, but Lord, I don't want to burn.
What are you doing that for?
Because I want it hotter where I'm pulling the mane out, but I don't want to burn his nose up.
Okay.
Now I want you to notice the cross peen on the hammer and the radius of the cross peen as we're working this. Heads off the side of the anvil. And you're hammering consistently in the center of the bar. And watch where the metal goes.
So you're spreading this to create the mane of the horse.
Yep. Okay, we're going to quit for a minute. This is where you need to have hammer control. If you haven't got hammer control, you're going to hit him in the ear. All right, I'm going to switch at hammers to the leaf hammer to draw his lower neck out. Okay, now we're going to go back and get it hot again.
You're elongating the neck there?
Yeah, bring it down.
Okay.
And cool it off again.
So that you're protecting the face?
Yep, so we don't burn it to get the other mass hot. And you don't need heat on the face. Now we need heat up here in the mane. A good forging hammer. Get out of here. Sam, come on. Sam, get. Don't worry about the upper edge. You worry about thinning it out down below. The upper edge won't get thinned out real easy. Because you're going to have to fold this mane over, so it's got to be thin enough down below in order to fold it. Here again, if you watch, the right hand is just going up and down, the left hand is deciding where its metal is going. It's called labor management.
It's an important principle, isn't it, Dad?
You bet. Now we're going to start thinning the upper part out, making it taller. Draw this neck down a little more. Okay, another heat, at least one more heat on the mane. Okay, hitting it. We'll go one more time. Okay. Now, before we do the making the hair up on the back side, we're going to stand the ears up better. And I'll put it over the anvil and put my touch mark on the back side.
Okay. You're just raising them up a little bit.
Yep. There.
Mm-hmm. What are we looking at, Dad?
A touch mark. In my case, it's an anvil with my 3 initials in it. And we're going to put that on the back side of his neck. And hopefully we got it good.
Yep, came through.
Now we're going to put the hair in his mane. For that, we're going to use a wooden block on the bottom side. And I... No. Now we're going to put the hair on the mane. We're going to do that with a wooden block on the bottom side and this little narrow filler on the top side. We're just going to beat it up.
Give it a texture.
Yep, just to give it some, so when you fold it over, it looks like the hair. Okay, that's got that. Okay, now we're going to fold this mane over. We do that in this block of oak, laying the horse's head in there and hitting the mane, and eventually rolling your hand down. Now, if somebody doesn't hurt their hand, I knock in the corner here a little bit, and the corner over there a little bit, so somebody doesn't hurt their hand on it. And there we are. Here, let's turn it that way for you.
Oh, look at that. Wow. That's fabulous, Dad.
Now the only other thing you need to do, you notice the horse's head is like he's looking at the sky. So
What do you do about that?
we can go and lock him in the vise, get the torch out, and heat him up right here with his nose being cold, and drop that neck.
Okay.
And we can do that.
All right. Yep.
One of the unique tools to have is an automatic burner for your acetylene and propane, and oxygen rather. And for example, I'm done. Hang it up and it shuts itself off. Take it up, pick it up and light it. Now we're going to concentrate the heat on his neck. Right up here behind the ears. And there we have a finished product.
Right, so now we need to
Yeah, shine him up. Clean him up. We'll let him cool off.
How do we do that?
We'll do that right here.
Okay.
The tools that I use to carve the face, the eyes, ears, and nose and throat, and these are laid out in order. Eye, mouth, ear. That's the one that stood up the ear.
And all the ends are uniquely different.
Yep. I did that side. So one more this way. There we go. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Now the finish that I put on these and the iron ones, I clean it up a little more with Scotch-Brite. And then I use a flat or semi-gloss black oil-based paint and wipe it off right after I spray it. And then I put a clear coat satin finish over that of polyurethane.
Wow.
Of 2 or 3 coats.
And what would you use these for on what other types of items?
Well, this one here will turn in eventually into a poker, but depending upon the size of the head, we may make it into a hoof pick, a letter opener, even a knife, a wall hook, depending on what you wanted done with the other end.
Yeah, so these are good for people that are passionate about horses.
Yep.
All right, well, why don't you show me those other different types of items?
Okay. Head items that I've made in the past and will still make. This is a key fob.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is a bottle opener.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
This here is a bronze fireplace poker. There's a whole set, broom, shovel, and poker.
Right here vertically, yeah. Look. And each has a horse head on the end.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is a horse head hoof pick for picking out horses' feet.
Okay. That's perfect.
And then a letter opener in copper.
All right. Different material. Is that harder to work with, Dad?
Oh, well, it's harder in one way, but yet easier to hammer on. This is a copper hoof pick.
All right.
And then we have a steel horse head. You want to look at the other end is a steak turner or a grill.
Oh, a steak turner? Really?
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay, well, gosh, you've got so many different things you can make from this horse head we just made today. That was so much fun, Dad.
Okay, great.
Beautiful job.
Thank you.
That's good, Dad. That's good right there.
Thank you.
All right, Dad. Love you.
Love you too, Heather.